Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today it's a cruise day. I'm getting on board the Carnival Valor here in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm gonna do a 4-night voyage down to Cozumel, Mexico. I'm super excited for my cruise. Excited to sail down the Mississippi later this afternoon. Kind of my first time doing that in daylight hours. I did that way back when I was a kid when my cruise actually ended in New Orleans. So excited to get on board, check out another Carnival ship for y'all. Let's go see how the cruise goes. Walking over to the cruise ship from downtown. I think there's an indoor mall that I can walk through. Fun stuff though here on the Mississippi. You got a riverboat. Do some riverboat cruising. Pretty cool area. Just heading up the stairs. Basically, just have to take a little escalator up to the second story, and then you start seeing the cruise terminal signage. Nice and convenient, the ship's right here. Outside the mall, a lot sketchier of a look, but it does look open, so looks like we're going to be in business here. As long as I got the ship in view, I feel okay. Here's the first look at the Carnival Valor. This little alleyway is really inspiring. It really makes me super excited to hop on board. Everything looks super abandoned. Not a great look, honestly. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but see some people getting on board over here, see the porters, so we are in the right spot. Can you tell it's hot outside? So Embarkation was pretty easy. I did have to print my Embarkation card again because I forget that Carnival won't allow you to use it on your phone, which is something that they should definitely change. It was pretty easy though, just to get someone to print on their little hip printer there. And it's a little receipt-sized piece of paper that you gotta carry around until you get your real room key when the staterooms are ready. But overall, super quick process to get on board, no wait at all. And I was on board very quickly. My favorite moment of any cruise, stepping on board. Next, I wanted to go find my mustard station, check out the ship a little bit, grab some lunch. First impressions of the ship is that it is very America themed. I was not really prepared for how America it is. The theme of the ship is Valor, so heroes and heroines theming throughout the ship, different names for all of the spots. My stateroom was ready pretty soon after I boarded, so I headed straight there to drop my luggage off. Overall, a pretty standard balcony cabin here. Really happy to have the balcony cabin courtesy of the casino on this cruise. I was sailing on a casino rate. I pay for all of my travels either out of pocket or taking advantage of any offer that the cruise line might give me just as a casino gambler. None of my stays are paid for having this channel. So all my views are my own. If you want me to help you plan your trip, you can reach out to Mark Jackson at jacksonjetsetting.com. I can get you all set up with the best deals. But overall, thanks a lot for watching the channel. Let's continue our tour of the stateroom here in the bathroom. Pretty standard stateroom bathroom here. In good shape though. Little shower head there. Carnival likes to do the curtain showers versus Royal, which has typically doors. Not a lot of under sink storage, which I do like to have sometimes. Nice big couch though. Towels waiting for me, beach towels, which is really nice. Some storage underneath the couch as well. And then a nice desk area here with your stateroom phone. A few plugs. All the papers that come along with getting on board a ship. There's a lot of paper. Stateroom television. Little safe right there. small light, and then those two beds push together to make a nice queen-sized bed for me. I'm sailing solo on this voyage. That is plenty of space for me. Two little end tables next to the bed, and then a balcony right here. Views currently of the Mississippi. Now, overall, I'm not really much of a complainer when it comes to ships. I know that these things are kind of beasts to keep up and keep looking nice and sparkly, but I wasn't really impressed with my balcony's overall look. There was just a lot of rust on the railings. Not anything to really ruin a cruise by any means, but it was not really up to the same standards that I have seen in the past. So would like to see a little bit better out of Carnival on this one. Just wouldn't be something that if my 1-year-old was crawling around, I'd feel comfortable with them crawling around on the rust. But I do have a nice little window here overlooking the balcony. All right, so we are all checked in here. We are on board the Carnival Valor. We're gonna set sail at, I believe, 3:30 this afternoon. So kind of early set sail time for a cruise ship. Gonna make our way all the way down the Mississippi. I've heard that it takes pretty much until almost midnight for us to get actually out into the Gulf of Mexico. So that'll be fun to follow along and kind of look at the shoreline as we cruise along the river here. But yeah, so far so good on board. Like the theme of this ship, it's very American. There's like Teddy Roosevelt busts all over the lobby, George Washington, lots of red, white, and blue, Liberty Bells kind of lining the hallways that I've noticed so far. So I do love the kind of kitschiness of all these Carnival ships that I sail on. So that's fun to kind of have something new. Very similar layout to some of the other Carnival ships that I've been on before. Definitely kind of feel like I know my way around the ship a little bit. A lot of similar restaurants too. Haven't had a chance to grab lunch yet though, so we're gonna go head up to the pool deck, grab my first free drink because I do have an offer on board that I got a free drink package from the casino. So excited to try out a little drink there and get my sailing going here. Gotta make a stop at Guy's Burgers. This is one of my favorite burgers at sea. Carnival really kills it with the free food. And my first drink of the trip was this nice Asahi, which was a little bit of a surprise to me. Got that at the Bonsai little to-go counter. Only place on the ship I think that had that. But overall, the look of the buffet here, if you did want a burger, pretty good welcome aboard brunch. Overall, I really do like the food on Carnival. I think that Carnival's food is actually better than Royal Caribbean's. I know they're typically compared, and I always like to mention that. The food's really good on board. Most of my afternoon was spent sailing down the Mississippi River. I really love starting the cruise this way. It's something very unique. You're not out in the open ocean quite yet. It's that muddy Mississippi water that's really true to its name. And then you have New Orleans's downtown area off to the left or right, depending on how the ship is spinning for you. Really, really unique sail away, and it's cool just to see all the river traffic because this is a very busy waterway because it is a massive river that is so important to America. So it's really cool to see that and just the unique communities that line the river all the way 30, 40 miles until we are actually out to sea. I do recommend looking up on Wikipedia just some of the different areas that you might be passing, just to give you a little bit more context if you are taking this cruise. All right, we are officially sailing here. We are not in the ocean just yet. We are here on the Mississippi River. Got a couple hours to sail downer, past a couple really small communities outside of New Orleans. Gonna like weave just like the river does, and finally get out to the Gulf of Mexico sometime after dinner. Probably gonna be dark by then, but pretty cool stuff. I love sailing past all the old buildings. It's just so much history here in New Orleans, so pretty fun so far. After a few more shots of the boats, it was about time for dinner. Now, this cruise I was planning on doing the steakhouse at least one evening. It is a 4-night cruise, but I was going to try the main dining room most evenings. Sailing solo, they do put me at a table with others, so it's just going to be really focused on the food here. Not going to really talk through dinner by any means, but the dining room itself really nicely appointed, a little bit better than what I've seen on other ships where it was like, you know, Dionysus theme and very grape centric, which was just a complete oddity. But had my nice little cocktail there from the Alchemy bar, and loved the Caesar salad to start. And then my short rib, which is one of my favorite meals, period, on board. Then a little show to begin our cruise here is the waiters do a great job getting up and dancing. Carnival typically does some sort of show in the evenings, so this is, you know, a quick little 2 or 3 minute little routine while your dinner and dessert is wrapped up. But it was really high energy here. That was really fun just to get the cruise going. That's my waiter right there. He was absolutely awesome. The whole cruise, really getting into it. And then I want to check out the Welcome Aboard show. Welcome Aboard show, always a fun one because you get to meet your cruise directors. Cruise directors on Carnival are always very high energy, always around the ship, see them everywhere. And then, of course, the dancers kind of do a quick 3 or 4 song routine. This is actually the same across, I think, every Carnival ship that I've been on, which I think is kind of funny. But that wrapped up my evening on board the Carnival Valor.